RMJ Shrike. I've been carrying this one for quite a while. Carry it on duty. I carry it in my vehicle. I've carried it in the woods. I've used it in classes. Great tool. This happens to be the Shrike 13. Very handy tool to have. Very lightweight. Very durable. Now, with all that said, is it the end-all, be-all to forcible entry, breaching? I would have to say it's a great option to have, a great lightweight option, but it is not going to tear apart a car without a lot of effort. Now, will it stay together? Will it come out in one piece? More than likely, but it's definitely, for me, a great option, but it's not the only option out there to have. In an urban setting, I think it's great. Obviously, if you have to use it for self-defense, you could. Obviously, or I would hope you have a little bit of training if you do something like that, not just swinging it around blindly. But we'll talk a little bit more about the actual attributes to this thing a little bit later. But for breaching, having a way to breach a window is a great thing to have with you. Obviously, lots of things will do it. For this type of window, this is going to be tempered glass in a vehicle. You come upon somebody in the road, a vehicle fire if they're not broken out already, or a PI, a wreck, or somebody's pinned, they can only get out one side. It's not a bad idea. If there's water coming in the vehicle, but just remember when you do that, it's probably going to let more water in pretty quickly because it'll actually fill it up quicker. So anyway, to breach a window like this, we want to be back off to the side. I like to be up on the top corner. You can do a lot of bouncing off a window, okay? And you look like a noob when you do it. So we always want to try to go up to a higher corner, give it a tap, and we're good. All right. From here we can rake. And I know there'll be people that say, "Oh, you need to have gloves on," but the amount of force that I did with that was just a tap. It's barely anything. I'm not freaking out. I've done this before. So a real easy tap in the corner. Sometimes it takes two, a little bit harder, but it's something that you can do very quickly to make access. Now you might want to be cutting into sheet metal as well. Okay, well, this is going to be a little bit more difficult. You can use the piercing end to get through it, obviously, but that's quite a bit of force, and it will go through this. Probably I had a reinforcing beam, I'm sure, area on there, but we can actually chop through it too. Okay. So you can see we're going through there. Eventually you can get that hawk in there. There's obviously an extra piece of metal in here because sheet metal will just go through pretty easy, which is no big deal. You just have to work your way through it. But it's got a hook on it, on this beard part here. Sometimes you can get it pried in there. I don't have enough room yet. Now I can use that beard to actually cut through that metal. Okay, works pretty good. It's a technique that takes a little bit of practice, like I said, and you can use that to get some metal out of your way. Is it going to be the best tool for doing this? No, air chisel is going to zip right through this. All right, a rescue saw is going to zip right through it, but as a lightweight option to have around, it's not a bad option to have. Laminated glass, okay, this is going to be glass that has glass, plastic, and then glass. It's made that way so that it doesn't break out in pieces. It'll actually hold people in when they come out and don't have their seat belts on. I have seen it actually keep people inside the vehicle. Not a good idea not to wear your seat belt though. But anyway, laminated glass, they are starting to put it in on side windows as well. So having a way to get through laminated glass is a really good idea. A small tomahawk like this can fit the bill. All right, to start with, you can either pierce and then start to chop down, or you can just chop. All right, so I like to stay close to this A post here because it's going to give me more support. You can see the plastic in there. That's what keeps it together. You can also see that when you do this, you got to keep your mouth closed because all that right there is fine glass particles and plastic. So you got to be real careful not to breathe that stuff in. But I could get through this windshield pretty quick. I'm not going to go all the way through it because I know I can do it and I don't have to prove anything. But it's a good method to get through this glass. You can see you can even put that hook in there and pull down, and you can start slicing it that way too. But it helps if you just break out the glass first. So a little bit on working with a tomahawk around a vehicle.